Hi, welcome to the Carmichael workshop. Today I'm going to show you a 10-step process that I use to screen print some hats. I've gotten pretty good at screen printing t-shirts as a hobby, but I've never tried hats before. So if you'd like to try this yourself, make sure you check the video description for a link to my blog article that's got detailed instructions as well as a complete supply list of what you'll need. So hold on to your hat and let's get started. Step 1. Print out your logo and get a transparency made at your local copy shop. They cost about $1, and I printed out 4 versions of my logo so I could take advantage of the whole sheet. A good size logo for a hat is about 2 1/4 inches tall by up to 4 inches wide. Step 2. Use some thin pieces of scrap wood to make a small frame for your screen. You want it to be about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch thick. If you can't make a frame, you could always buy a wooden picture frame that's about 4 by 6 size, or you could use an artist's canvas and just remove the canvas. Step 3. Get some of this sheer curtain material and stretch it tightly over your frame and staple it on with a staple gun. Then trim off the excess. Step 4. Order a quart of this EX1 emulsion from screenprintingsupplies.com. It comes with some light-sensitive diazo powder that you need to mix thoroughly throughout the container, and then just spread a light coat onto your screen using a squeegee and let it dry in a dark place. Step 5. Once your screen dries, place it flat side up 18 inches underneath a clear 150 watt light bulb. Place your logo transparency on it backwards and hold down the transparency with a clear piece of glass. Then turn on the light and expose the screen for about 25 minutes. Step 6. Once the screen has been exposed for 25 minutes, turn off the light and take it over to the sink. Run some cool water on both sides of the screen until the emulsion in the logo area starts to weaken. You should see it become a lighter color than the emulsion on the rest of the screen. After a couple of minutes, you can use the spray nozzle to wash out the logo area of the screen. Just be careful not to wash out the emulsion in the surrounding areas. Step 7. After you've washed out the logo area of your screen, hold the screen up to the light and look for any pinholes that surround the logo. If you see any, ink could pass through those, so you'll want to use a small paintbrush and fill those in with some emulsion. Place your screen back under the light and let it completely dry. And this will also help to cure the rest of the emulsion so it won't wash out in the future. Step 8. Cover the sides of the frame with good old duct tape. This will help prevent ink from passing through in the corners and around the edges. So are you still with me? Well, hang in there because we're almost at the fun part. Step 9 is to make a platen to hold the hat while we print it. Now you can order these online, but I made this one out of a scrap piece of MDF. Congratulations! You made it all the way to step 10 and you get to see the fun part. This is where I print the logo onto some hats. Now if you're going to try this, I recommend you get 5-panel hats because those have 5 panels around the top and the front panel usually does not have a seam down the middle. Fold out the small lining strip that goes around the perimeter of the hat and place the hat onto the platen so the front is flat. You can use spray tack adhesive or spring clamps to hold the hat in place. Use a spoon to place a small amount of ink on one side of the screen and then center the screen on the front of the hat. Make a couple of passes with your squeegee to print the logo onto the hat and then carefully lift the screen to see how you did. Set the hat aside and once it dries you can hit it with a hairdryer or a heat gun to heat set the ink. Just be careful not to burn it. Alright, well here are the results, and I definitely have to say that screen printing hats is more of a challenge than screen printing shirts, just based on their shape alone. I bought 4 hats to practice with, and I actually printed these 2 hats using an ordinary pot that I thought everybody would have, and when I put the hat onto the pot, I just couldn't get it flat enough for the logo to print well. So these two logos ended up basically flooding out, I guess you would call it. And then I definitely recommend you make a platen, because once I made that, I printed these two hats and they turned out much better, although there still is some ink flooding going on in there. But I think I can more refine that process. And one other challenge I had was, off camera, I had to remake my screen. The first screen I did, I just hit it too hard with the spray nozzle and washed out a lot of the emulsion around the logo. Either that, or I didn't expose it long enough to the light. So the moral of this story is, if you're gonna start screen printing, you need to allow yourself to mess up a few times in the beginning, because it's definitely an art, and you need to work out all your variables and just practice at it. Well, I'm going to wrap up this project by saying that screen printing has been a really fun hobby for me. I really recommend it, and it doesn't cost a lot of money to get started. It's fun to make your own designs and print shirts and things for your family and friends. And who knows, if you enjoy it, you might get a job in screen printing, or you could invest in some pro supplies and equipment and start your own business. If you enjoyed this project, please click the like button and comment to let me know what you think. Also, if you're a professional screen printer, please leave a comment with any tips you have for screen printing hats, so that we can all learn from your experience. Also, if you're not already one of my YouTube friends, please click the subscribe button for more videos from the Carmichael Workshop. Now I'm going to go and order some more hats so I can practice some more. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.